Hello and welcome to Magzie's Fun Time. This is Magzie and we are back here on Warframe, and today we're going to go over endo farming. There's three main ways of doing endo farming. You can get it out of missions. Let me show you those. Also, I'm going to go over. I've got this set to screen capture mode because we're going to go onto the wiki again. I'm going to show you some stuff on the wiki that you need, and I'll leave the links to those in the description down below, so you guys can check it out and read it for yourselves. Um, I'm just going to show you clips off the wiki for your understanding. Um, you guys probably want to read the whole article on there. So the first things is every week. Oh, okay. So okay, let me step back. Um, One of the three ways is missions. All right. So you can do arbitrations. Arbitrations will give you endo when you're inside the mission. Arbitrations work a little bit differently than regular missions, so be careful. This is arbitrations is like an end game mode. All right, and it's only unlocked after you've unlocked all of the missions in all of the star chart, and you can view that by going to show profile here. Come on, go to stats, and if you scroll down here, star chart progress, 231 out of 231, and that's what you need right now. Probably in the future it'll change. We'll see. So once you've done that, you've unlocked arbitrations, and you can get about 20 to 30,000 endo an hour in arbitrations. Um, you can also get I-10 statues in arbitrations. So I'll get into those in a second. You can do sorties, and if you look at the reward pool here, completing all three sorties will reward you one of the following. You can get an I-10 sculpture, you can get straight up endo out of it, and you can get what's called a legendary core. A legendary core will upgrade a mod for you all the way to max. So yeah, so there's that, and you can do this to get endo. Also, Endo will drop inside regular missions from enemies, and also as a reward for so many stages. So, like if you're in a defense mission, every 5 waves there's a reward pool, and the drops for that will be on a list. And I'm going to show you the list that I like running. Sedna. Silky on Sedna. If you like doing the dark sector ones, there's a nice dark sector up here. Bonus XP for kills and bonus XP for rifle kills. Also 25% resource drops. Now, Endo is not. Endo is a resource and not a resource. So, like resource boosters and increased drop rate is not supposed to actually work on them. So we'll get into that when we go on to look at the wiki page. But the one that I run is Silky here, and we'll get into that in a second. Now, the second way is I-10 sculptures. I-10 sculptures will drop in missions for you. There's also stars. The stars will drop from loot crates. Sometimes they'll drop from enemies. There's a blue and a red, and you need both. All right, you need both, and I will show you how those work in a second. But there's also the I-10 sculptures will drop as a rare drop chance in missions, and they'll just be laying on the ground somewhere. So if you're farming for resources, make sure you're using your loot radar increase. It will show you where those are, and you can get those real easily. Just make sure you get all the little blips on your mini map. All right. There's a weekly alert, so every week you can get an I-10 sculpture if you're good at those. I am not good at those, so I usually don't do it. Um, but it'll give you about 1,700 to 2,000, somewhere around there, from the completed sculpture, which we'll get into in a second. And yeah, you can just do that mission weekly and get around 2,000. It's a little bit less, a little bit more sometimes, but around that amount. And you just put. I'll show you in a second. So let me go out of here for a second, and we will come into here. These are the all the Ayatan sculptures that, or yeah, Ayatan sculptures in the game, and from greatest to least. So some of them require 4, some of them require 3 stars, and the varying amounts. So this one requires two red, 2 blue. This one requires 1 red, 2 blue, or 3 blue, and then the rest of these require 3. Uh, so that's where that's at. Uh, Endo, we go here. Some of the other ways that I didn't cover here: farming with the arena. There you go. Daily sorties, I already went over that with you guys. Weekly mission for Ayatan sculpture, and arbitrations, as you can see right there, 20 to 30,000 Endo. And it also depends on the mission type and also your team skill. So if you go with a noob team, don't be going into arbitrations if you don't know. Make sure you got your spec right. Look it up. All right, look it up. See what Warframe you need, what specs you need, what's best for those missions, and then go into arbitrations. Don't just jump into there because you're going to get yourself killed. It's a complete different thing. All right. Now we'll be going over arbitrations after I read up on it a little bit because I just unlocked it. Um, so survival is the missions I like to do. All right. This is a list of all the survival missions in the actual solar system, and their tiers. And this is what you need to look at. All right. I like to do Sedna, Silky on Sedna, and that is a Grenier mission. I like to do Grenier survivals because in sometimes in defense and survival for Corpus, you get bursas in low to medium levels. It takes forever to figure out and actually kill those guys. It's much better for you to, well, for me, if you're farming for resources and you don't need to get it from a specific Corpus area, do Grenier. It's going to be easier for you. But this is what you need. The levels don't really matter, although it is a 30 to 40 level mission. That means the enemies there will be level 30 to 40. But it's tier 3. That's what you need to look at. And this is why I run tier 3 survival missions in general. Alright, so we're going to scroll down the page here into the reward list. And this is normal missions. So that's the ones we're going to be doing, normal missions. Alright, you can do dark sector too. Alright, if I click on dark sector, as you can see, there are rewards for dark sector missions. Alright, but for normal missions, if you look, there's no Endo on B or C. Alright, so if you're just farming Endo, unless you need these mods or any of these relics, there's no point in going past 10 minutes. If you're farming a mod, if you're farming a specific enemy for a mod drop or something like that, that's when you want to go past 10 minutes. But for all intents and purposes, you have here and here, as you can see, it's 15, 50, and 80 for both of these. If we go to tier 3 here, it's 400 for tier 3. 400, and it's a 25% drop rate, so 25% of the time you're going to get 1 out of 4 A rotations, you're going to get 400 Endo. Alright, so there's a chance every 10 minutes you run, there's a chance that you will get 400 to 800 Endo every single run. So you go into the mission, any tier 3 mission, you don't have to run the one that I like to run as long as it's tier 3. 10 minutes, go to extract, restart it. 10 minutes, go to extract. All right, and that'll be an easy way for you to farm Endo, 800 a pop every 10 minutes. If you're lucky, you can get 800 a pop every 10 minutes, and for 60 minutes at 800, that's 4,800 an hour. It's not like arbitration level tier, but it's really easy. Tier 3 survival missions are really easy as long as you don't go past 10 minutes. Alright, so and if you need these mods, definitely go for 15 minutes. especially to get Hell's Chamber, Flow, something like that. If we go to Dark Sector here, if we go to Tier 3, you'll see you still have the 400 Endo. And the same goes for this. The Dark Sector Tier 3s are viable. If we go to Tier 4, it's the same for Tier 4 as Tier 3, and Tier 4 is more difficult. Alright, Life Strike might be something that you want if that's a mod that you're actually looking for. There will be a reason for you to farm these Axie relics, but you will have to go for the full 20 minutes in a Tier 4 Dark Sector. Alright, the Void, let's go over that. It's only relics. So, in Tier 4, relics. Alright, so Void is where you go to get relics, specifically. I don't know if you guys knew that. So, and again, you have to go to Rotation C, which is 20 minutes in on a survival mission, to get the Axie relics. Now, the Derelict does have a survival mission, and a rotation on it is 12%. Alright, and you will have to come here to get the full Octavia Neuroptics. It's 22% chance per C rotation. But you can do, if you're trying to farm Mutalist Alad V, you can farm Endo here also, just because you're going to be wanting to farm those nav coordinates anyway. Go 15 waves, drop out. I believe they will drop from enemies also, just so you know. That is a viable option. But just to start out with, normal Tier 3, 10 minutes. Alright, so jump back in the game here. Now, if you're going to be doing this, you want to be spec'd right. So we know Silky is a Grenier mission, so you can scroll over it says Grenier 30 to 40. We want to make sure that we are spec'd right for that. You want a weapon that's going to deal area damage, right? Because you're going to have lots of enemies coming for you. You also want a frame that blocks or has damage mitigation. Blocks incoming damage or has damage mitigation. Volt is my favorite to use in this mission. I'm going to use Naza for this mission because I'm going to show you some tricks that you can do to eliminate some damage from you. Vault, Frost, I can't think of any more. Maybe Lobby, Limbo maybe. So I will be using my Sobek. It is spec'd out. It's fully spec'd out for me. I have 4 Pharma on it. I have Prime Point Blank Shot, which is not fully upgraded. 2 from the top is usually what you want to do until you get large amount of resources. I still have some way to go on my Prime Charge shot here. I need to move it up to where it's 2 from the top. That's the 2 little dots at the bottom there, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about. And as you can see, I have Point Blank Shot, Hell's Chamber, Blaze, Contagious Spread, Prime Charge Shell, Toxic Barrage, Shell Shock, and Acid Shell. I could get a 100% status chance. I don't really need that. And with Acid Shells, enemies that explode on death dealing corrosive damage. And this is a corrosive damage build, so I'm always going to be dealing corrosive damage at 45% the max enemy health in a 15 meter radius when I kill an enemy. So now that doesn't always happen. I don't know if there's a chance for that or what, but that's what that does. And this is my build that I use for this. So some other good ones are any kind of area. Ignis is a good one. Emprax. I've used the Phantasm. The Phantasm is not ammo efficient, so you'll want to use Carrier with him. I always have Carrier on anyway, but just let you guys know. Or high damage, high magazine weapons like the Zenith here will also work on those missions. For today, we're going to use the Sobek here, and this is the one I always have equipped. I'm trying to level the Sonocore, that's why this is equipped. Um, the Detron or the Merodetron is the one I use on a regular basis. So, and it is a radiation weapon, so you can put radiation and corrosive on that weapon, which is what I usually have it as. A little bit of radiation, lots of corrosive, and keep that on you. And when you go into a mission and you get to enemies that aren't weak against corrosive, you can switch to that one and deal with them with the radiation damage. So maybe we want to do that. Yeah, let's equip that, just be on the safe side. And I'll show you the spec here. Um, for this one, now both these weapons are not critical weapons. Their critical chance is below 15%, so you don't put critical mobs on them. Period. All right. Um, and there's 8 magazine here. As you can see, the default damage is radiation, and then I have corrosive on it. I have barrel diffusion, hornet strike, lethal turret, conversion, pistol petulance, jolt. You have to buy jolt from Borokatir. You can't get it any other way. And then auger pack. There's other mods you can put on here. You don't have to use auger pack. I just used it for the damage increase and the energy conversion to shields. And thermatic shells. Enemies explode on death, dealing 80 magnetic damage plus 40% enemy max health in a 6-meter radius. So it kind of works like acid shells, only it does magnetic damage instead of corrosive damage. And I keep this bad boy on me for missions where I have to run. And there's Corpus also there. I can switch between my Sobek and my Merodetron. And that's the basics there. Just make sure you're spec'd out right. Oh, Warframes. There's nothing really special that you need. I'm going back because this is a work in progress build. I actually need this one. This is my basic build here, and I did off camera. Come on, come on. Oh no! Don't start this. We're at 18 minutes anyway. I can't believe it did that. Is it my internet? Yep, my internet's down again. So, guys, I'm going to have to call it here. I don't know. My internet's been going down all the time. So, we're not going to be able to do this. Oh, did it lock up? Please don't tell me it locked up. Let's wait for the screen to go off. We should be able to minimize. We'll go to this. Nope. There we go. Anyway, guys, if you like this episode, make sure you smack that like button. If you subscribe to my channel, I'll send you notifications when I have new videos out. You guys can come check it out, see if you like it. If you do like this episode and you want to share it with your friends, tell me what you like. There's a share tab down below. Click on the share tab, copy the link, post it on your Facebook, Twitter, wherever you do social media. If you have any tips, tricks, or comments, put it down in the comments down below. Don't forget to follow me on my social media pages. Don't forget to set your notification settings for the channel using the notification bell. And I will see you guys on the next episode. I was going to run a mission for you, but the internet went down. So there's nothing much I can do. Try to reset it and go from there. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys later.